the resource management. It is a very important concept because in real time the operator will be working on the handle device. So how do the operator in let's say some of the warehouse there are no printouts, so they need to get the information electronically, so from system, right? So how do they get to know what is the priority of work? How do we define that? So for that purpose we have to go to cross process setting. Like I said, anything which is spread across multiple direction of the warehouse processing, inbound outbound, then it comes under the resource control cross process setting. Now what we have to do here is define the queues. In the queue we will define, let's say, the and it is a logical concept, right? So how do you want to bifurcate the work on the warehouse, on the floor? You want to floor bifurcate based on the activity plus the physical aspect. So third floor should be a separate one, so we create a queue for third floor, queue for second floor. It could be within third floor you then have another distinction or bifurcation based on dangerous goods area, temperature control area, high bay area. So you will create, let's say, like this, you will copy it, then you will create respective queue 3.1, let's say 3.1, and this is for DG, etc. So you will have to create the queue. Now the important thing is you have to once you've created the queue, it doesn't mean that it will be. So how does system filter and decide which one to be assigned in which scenario? Because see, ultimately if you have second floor and third floor, right, so you have physically different bin numbers over there, different aisles. Those won't be repeated and should not be repeated on all the floors. Now after that you have to do is, now let's see. So to keep things simple, so in our example, we kept activity area P02 for storage type RU rough and 0010 for specific bins, right? Not the whole, all the bin on the second floor will be assigned to that. So we have imposed a limitation. So whenever the bin, from bin you will determine this value. Whenever system will find this value, it will come to this table. And if the process type is WPT is rough, and within rough you have assigned the activity as pick. So system knows it is for picking activity. Then you will assign the outbound QS2. And for this it is 3. Now you can see there are multiple columns, right? What if I populate in each and every column? Then would system consider this one or that value? So generally it is always specific to generic, right? That is the rule we follow. So if system should check all the 5 fields, if it doesn't find, then it should look for 4, then it will 3, 4, and 2, and or different set of combination. So that is called as, in EWM, this is the concept everywhere, in not just in queue determination. You have to define an access sequence, the sequence in which system should read the combination which you maintain here. And we will keep it simple in our example. Let's stick to that for now. In our example, we have source activity area and process type. That is what we have used. And activity we could have defined, but we do not, because process type is unique and it has the activity as picking. And then we will use it. We won't use this process type in put away or whatnot, right? So we will define just based on this. System will look for specific, then further down the line it will move on to the generic one. If it doesn't find a combination based on this, then it this one likewise. Now you can read in the warehouse order creation log, you will get the detail how, which queue is determined and all that. There is a transaction code through which we can activate the log also. Now we have defined the queue, right? What is resource type? So human operate regular human beings are one type of resource. Forklift is another type of resource, right? So if you have a, I don't know, another kind of machine through which you will crane, you will define other, because we want to impose a restriction. Only the resource which are authorized to use this kind of resource should be allowed, right? So we will define, it's a generally a key value, just a key value you will define. So we are not dealing with the calculating the speed and distance, etc. right now. So you will define a keyword for forklift and for human beings, right? You have done that. Now once we have done this configuration, we have already seen the queue getting determined for second floor and first floor. And these are, so anytime any of the value of these key fields will change, it will result in a different warehouse order. So we are using activity area to split or get a new different warehouse order depending on the bins where the work has to be performed. Now based on second floor P02 and activity pick, this is the one get determined, and this is for P03. Now how does system determine which pool of people can work on it? So for that we have to create a resource group. So this is the resource group for second floor people. I've defined this. So if you want to define a new one, just click on edit. There is not much to it. I mean, it's just a keyword inside which then to which we will assign the resource R7 third floor. So I'm not correcting the spelling. You can ignore it for now. Then we will go to RSRC. So in the company, we all have employee codes, right? So in the company, there will be employee code. You can assign an employee, a resource number. You can create a resource with this code or the SAP user ID you can assign. It has to represent individual resource. It can be that same resource is used by multiple people because there are shifts. So same forklift will be used by people on the A shift, B shift, and when you log in into the RF handle device, you can just reuse that resource value. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be 1:1 mapping per people. But if you just have single shift, you should then define unique value because multiple people will be working at the same time. So for RT02 is for forklift, so I will define that. And there, this is for, let's say, third floor, it is R7. So Vishal will work as a resource value will work on third floor because R7 was created for third floor. And then there will be other resource you can create like this. And R202 is, it's a forklift operator. Now, if it is a regular operator, it will be like this. So we will see later on in the sessions what is the purpose of then creating as a forklift and other, because we want one forklift in that aisle at a given point of time. So we can achieve all those things. But for now, R7, we have, let's say, multiple resource, which is for third floor. Now, once you have defined here the resource, you have to assign it to the users. So this is your SAP user ID. You'll go here and you'll define the user ID over here. So because there will be, let's say, three people coming in the shift, so they will have their own user ID, individual resource, and they can use it. Now, once you have done this setting, you can go to edit and then, you know, copy and save it. Like I said, people can use multiple people can use the same resource, but depending upon if they come in different shift and whatnot. Now, what we have done so far, we have created a pool of resource assigned to the user ID, but we have not assigned where, like on which floor or which queue, the work assigned to which queue they will work on. So here we are defining the priority of work. So it is the same set of people, three people on the floor, but there will be not just outbound activity, there will be inbound activity, there will be physical inventory or internal movement. So what is the priority? So for me, the priority is that as long as the stock is available in the right bins, they should perform the outbound activity, which want to dispatch to the goods to our customer. Once they are done, let's say from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., we will do dispatching work. Then we will work on the inbound work, put away. So then inbound will be the second sequence for that pool of resource, right? Any warehouse order which are in this has to be processed first. So there are different mechanisms through which we will get the work to the resource, either through queue or they can directly access the specific warehouse order if there is a printout for warehouse order. Now, once you have defined, so this is where you link the resource group and resource. So we are not directly assigning a resource to the queue, right? We are assigning to the group, and within the group, we have created the resource which gets assigned to the user ID. So if I go to the screen, so I get a default resource from SCWM user screen transaction code, and then I can choose the resource if I want to work on forklift, right? So I can choose that if I'm authorized to. And then if I go to system guided, there is the option of queue. So I can enter a specific queue. And if there is a work, this queue is not assigned to the resource group I am assigned to. So how do I change the resource group? So you go to resource management, assign your R7, VR6 was the queue. So why it was important to get the right queue? Because people working on second floor should only be working on the work of second floor. So this is how they will get it, because this bin and everything started from the bin. So bin had the aisle was assigned to an activity area, and then with the activity area, activity and storage type, we did the assignment or in the bin sorting, because in bin sorting we are assigning the activity or the purpose of that activity area, and then that is how you get the work, right? 5145 5145. Now can I work on this queue? I cannot, right? Even if I want to, because this queue is not linked to the resource group R6. This is linked to the resource group resource. Yeah. So this is assigned to R7. So people under this group cannot work on this and vice versa. But here, if you see this example, same resource, same pool of people, because it's a smaller warehouse, it's just single on the ground floor. They work on everything, right? So if they use system guided, once all the warehouse order of this queue is finished, then only they get to work on it, or they can go by queue base, or if there is a printout, they can enter by warehouse order as well, number. So in the outbound picking, so 4 is the key one, and then you can pick based on warehouse order handling your number and whatnot, or even here by queue. So if you have any warehouse order number, then you can work on that also. So this is a handheld device. It looks like a desktop screen, but in real time, it will not be so big. It will come on, it's a mobile device, right? Like the apps you see on the phone. So once you access, you can work like this also. So that's pretty much about it.